Welcome, Sacred Sovereign Soul. I am Lady Drasmin, and this is a Dragon Oracle. Whoo! Let's drop into Sacred Circle with 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. First one, inhale. And exhale. Second inhale. And exhale. Third one, inhale. And exhale. Welcome to Circle. All right, so much has been going on in my world, as I'm sure much has been going on in y'all's world. As I'm recording today, it is October 29th. We are 2 days away from Samhain. The veil is thinning. It's going to be the thinnest tomorrow through the 1st. So we are in this ancestor portal, connecting with our past, connecting with our ancestors, connecting with those old threads from previous lives that we might still be connected to. And today, specifically, Mercury shifted into Sagittarius. And this live is going to concentrate the energy on Mercury in Sagittarius, in Scorpio season, it's retrograde, and especially this one, what's going on, right? We all know we have 3 Mercury retrogrades a year. Each one is always really intense, hits a different way. So we're going to look at what makes this one what it is, all right? So Scorpio, the energy of Scorpio, the season of Scorpio that we're in for at least another 2 weeks is introspection, hidden truths, transformation, secrets, things you've been avoiding, addictions, codependencies, shadows, disassociations, denial, power, repressed power, right? I saw a quote today that said poverty is a symptom of your addiction to lack of responsibility. Ouch, right? So Scorpio season brings up those deeper intensities that we might not want to look at usually. And when the ancestor portal comes in, you know, we really get to see that in our timelines, in our bloodlines, from our cultural. Hi, Prakash. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for saying hi. So I'm doing a collective reading here, and then afterwards, if my spaciousness allows, I'll pull some cards. So hang out, stay tuned. For those who are live, welcome. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate you, receiving you. Welcome to the Sacred Circle. All right, let's go deeper, right? So we're in Scorpio season, ancestor portals coming up, so we're really seeing those hidden truths that we have carried from our bloodline, in the epigenetics, right? We've downloaded that information in our DNA. And so now we get an opportunity to look at what is mine versus what is not mine. And my work with clients over a decade has shown me that 90% of what we carry isn't ours. Heck, my own work, right? My own work on myself for almost 2 decades now. So today, Mercury shifts from being in the sign of Scorpio to Sagittarius. And Mercury rules our communication, our mind, our thought patterns, our ways of reacting and responding, right? Mercury is the ruler of the mind. And so when Mercury was in Scorpio, which started about a week ago, right? We were just in a lot of glitches, miscommunications, and now Mercury is in Sagittarius, signaling a change from the internal digging, which is the Scorpio energy. Scorpio is internal and Sag is external. Sag is fire, so Sag is about the vision. So for the month of October, a lot of us have been in deep introspection, feeling, processing, realizing, right? If you are allowing yourself to be connected with your emotions, that is, right? You have to be willing to be present, to listen to what is arising from your depths. So even before the retrograde, okay, which isn't official until next week, okay, we're still feeling this energy coming in, okay? Now, Scorpio is about what's inside, right? But Sagittarius is about the vision. It's about the beliefs, the big picture, okay? Truth seeking, wanting answers. Hi, Andrew. Thanks for saying hi. Perhaps, over talking, grand visions, okay? Need grounding. And so as Mercury goes into Sagittarius, we get to review the thoughts that we have. And Mercury in Sagittarius asks the question of, where are you speaking before you've fully heard? Like this brother over here who decided to make a comment clearly wasn't listening, right? So this is a time when you are going to be called out on where you are not listening to yourself, where you are not listening in your relationships, where you are not listening to the red flags, where you are stuck in trauma loops and old stories. And that's going to come up because we're in Scorpio season, but the Sagittarius energy is going to support you with rewriting those shadow trigger knee-jerk reactions. Thank you, Bears fan. Thanks for saying hi. Appreciate you. So in a way, the backwards motion stops by the end of the Mercury in retrograde season, but the deeper work will come up again. Because what's going to happen is we're going to really think about what we want to create, who we want to create with. All these big ideas are going to come up. We're like feeling very internal and simultaneously expansive over the next couple of weeks. So on November 9th, when Mercury goes officially retrograde, that's when the review loop starts to kick in. So for the month of October, there was deep inner stuff coming up. Now through next week, we're going to think of, okay, now where do we want to go from here? How do we want to grow? How do we want to evolve? How do we want to expand? Okay, what are we speaking up for? Prime example right here in the chat. There's some beautiful brothers who are here saying hi, being respectful, listening to the messages, appreciating my beauty in a respectful way. And then there's one brother here who's choosing to not be in his divinity. And there's a brother here who's calling him out on it. This is what this next couple of weeks is going to be like. It's going to show you where you're still playing small and letting bullshit happen in the world because it's what you perceive as safe. The world is crumbling, my darlings. It needs your voice. Mercury's communication. Where are you using your voice? And is your voice true? Is your voice coming from a place of power to co-create with? Is it coming from a place of love? Prime example. Beautiful. I love it because this is the work. This is how shadow work looks like. It's just, okay, it's uncomfortable. Let's quickly clear it out. Move on. Wow, we can have so much nicer experiences here. Right? So this month is going to feel like in and out and in and out. You're going to feel one moment deeply internal and the next you're going to want to like connect and like reach out and see how you can expand. And then you're going to be like, wait a minute, let me step back. Let me just kind of reevaluate, reassess. And this is going to be like a little bit of the wave and the coaster that we're going to be in through the month of November. And by the end of November, that's when the teeter-tottering will start to dissipate a little bit because Mercury will station direct in Scorpio, and it's going to be time to anchor that in, to nurture those roots, to really go deeper still and solidify whatever you've initiated, whatever you've started, whatever you've ignited, whatever you've illuminated within your life, it's all going to need grounding. So your work is about A, looking at the mental thoughts, B, writing it out. You need to get it out, because the way that the brain is developed cognitively with the nervous system, there is something that happens to the brain, okay? Neuroscience, look the shit up if you need facts, validation. I'm not going to provide that for you, okay? When you use your little fingies and get a pen and write it down, the way that the brain, the optical nerves, the retinal walls, the way that the eyes translate that information and create mirror images to pre-processed in the brain can change and alter your brain chemistry. And so journaling is going to be extra powerful for you at this time through the month of November. And for those of you who are resisting to journaling because you prefer to type or voice note, okay, helpful. It's going to be 100 times more effective for you. 100 times more effective for you if you write it down. And especially if you have that resistance, that's going to help you even more. So, let's start bringing in all this information, right, into the practical. Journal question number 1. What old story or belief are you ready to rewrite? Connect with your heart space, connect with your ancestors, take the next few days to just journal. But you already have the answer because we were just in Mercury in Scorpio energy. So you already have that answer, right? Now the question is, where are you speaking before you have fully listened? Listen to yourself, listen to the situation, listen to what's happening in the world around you. Okay? And question number 3. And that's the question that's going to keep coming up a lot through the month of November. And question number 3, what hidden impulse or shadow is simply something that is not acknowledged, are you ready to review? Are you ready to just acknowledge and write a new story about? The overall theme for November with this alignment is about your vision and your voice. Your vision and your voice. And your heart-centered truth, right? Like your veracity, your authenticity. And Scorpio is water, deep, deep, deep water. Sag is fire, air. When you bring fire and water together, you get steam. So it's going to feel intense. You're going to feel extra sensitive. You might feel extra triggered. You might find triggers coming up that you thought you had buried or you didn't know that existed. Journey into those triggers. Those triggers are your keys into what those growing edges are. When you hit the trigger, you've hit a growing edge. What the trigger is the key to transcend and go past that growing edge into your next level. So we're in deep waters, we come up for some air, we go back into the waters, we come back for some air, we go back into the waters, and then we declare and we use our voice and we claim the space that we occupy in this world. Working with the color blues would also be really supportive at this time. Again, it is not about the object or subject. It is about your intention with said object or subject and your consistent attention in devotion. So let's pull some tarot. I was feeling called to pull out this in-between tarot deck. I really love this imagery on this card. I've had this deck for a few years. I've played with it. And it's really cool because it's not the tarot like the traditional tarot itself. It's what happens in between. in between, right? So for all y'all who like tarot and geek out, I think you'll appreciate why that's so cool. And if you don't, that's okay. It's an intuitive tool. I'm reading it intuitively and see what extra messages want to come out. And let's look at those journal prompts, right? And ask those questions for the collective. So, collective frequency, there's 3. Okay, there's 3 cards for the collective frequency of old beliefs that are now ready to be revised and re-empowered and rewritten. So there's going to be 3, and 1, 2, 3, or all of them will resonate with you. Get a piece of pen and paper, pull your own deck of cards out. Feel free to pull your own cards, and really, let's write a new story now. Aho? Okay. So, the first card that flipped over is King of Cups, between the King and the Page of Cups. And there's this beautiful man here holding a little baby, and he's the King of Cups, right? And this man looks like an older man, okay? He's got a mustache, he's got a powerful crown on. And so the message that I heard when this card flipped over to the question of what old story or belief is now being rewritten. I hear the rewrite because my readings are empowered activations. Okay, we talk and bring up the stuff that needs to be talked about, yet our focus is to rewrite an empowered sovereignty. So the message that I heard is the belief that it is safe to express your joy, express your love for small and sensitive things, especially the masculine King of Cups. It is safe for the masculine to express joy and sensitivity in the little things. It is safe for the masculine energy to soften and laugh. It is safe for the feminine to witness the masculine in his intensity of love, because the King of Cups pours love wherever they go, and to also feel soft and safe in that intensity. And of course, union happens within and without, and we are all reflections of each other in the relations that we carry, from friendship to business and our intimate partners and even our children and our animals. So where are you not allowing yourself to feel joyful and sensitive to the depth of love that you have within you and desire to express? Can you allow yourself to rewrite those old stories into this story and belief that it is safe to feel all my feelings? It is safe to feel passionate, intense, sensitive. I hope. Okay. What is the second belief or old story in the collective that is being rewritten at this time? The High Priestess with it. Hold, please. The High Priestess, between the High Priestess and the Empress. This is a general message around intuition. Can you allow yourself to trust that your desires are worthy of being acknowledged and met? And can you allow yourself to receive the love, the wisdom, the strength, the generosity that you pour into others? Can you allow yourself to be liberated from the outcome of giving to the experience of receiving and letting yourself be witnessed in that receiving? The High Priestess energy is about being connected with our intuition, and the Empress energy is about receiving. And in between, it's about being held in the divine safety of your own heart space. For many of you who are feeling connected to pile number 2, I'm getting that there has been a lot of orphan wounding, and the absence of the mother energy in your life, and we're talking this life, past life, there's been many of those loops, right? The absence specifically of the mother energy because of orphaning, abandonment, right, has created a deep fracture from your ability to receive. And so you're going through this rebirth right now where you're learning how to feel safe in receiving what you perceive is silly. Because your silly is so sacred. It's what keeps your innocence alive. And innocence feeds hope, and hope nurtures dreams. And your dreams, you are so worthy of living that life that you desire. So, beloved one, can you allow yourself to soften in this? It is safe to receive. It is safe to be seen in my silliness. Aho. Hi Ashish, welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay, so the third belief or old story that is being rewritten for the collective at this time through this retrograde season. Ace of Swords versus Two of Swords. Ooh. I'm feeling that. Your throat chakra is being upgraded. You have been in a cycle where you have held your tongue. You have been in a cycle where you have quietly held the seed of a vision, the idea of a space, the desire for a family, the knowing that you have a certain powerful responsibility to yourself as a sovereign, and for some of you to the planet Earth, to your community, beyond your family, okay? And this ace between the ace and the 2 is saying, yes, use discernment and speak your truth. Knowing when to speak and when to be silent from a place of connection to the higher power, to the utmost high, to God, Goddess, to the Great Spirit. That is where you reclaim your power. That is where you can write new soul contracts, because you're so in tune with the law of life that you know what to say, when to say. Whew. That, aho. Ace of Swords between the ace and the 2 of Swords. Do not hold yourself back as a protection measure. Rather, turn away and keep using your sword of truth. The sword is about your mind, your intellect, your speech, right? And we're in this Mercury season where the fire, right? The fire of Sagittarius is asking you to declare your truth. So, especially those of you who are creatives that have a platform online, or are a speaker or a teacher, or use your voice in your work on a regular basis, have some measure of influence, it is so vital right now that you trust yourself to express those hidden impulses. because that is going to liberate you from any and all karmic contracts that are not allowing you to fully anchor into your empowered sovereignty. Thank you, Ashish. Mother Lady Isis is the locket. She was gifted to me at Mount Shasta on 8/8. Isn't that wonderful? All right, so how can the collective best be nourished at this time? Let's pull 2 messages. How can the collective best nourish self through this retrograde season? Ooh. First one, 8 of Swords between, or 8 of Wands, excuse me. 8 of Wands between the 9 of Wands. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's the first message. And the second one is the Sun between the Sun and Judgment, 19 and 20. Thank you, Ashish. Appreciate you. Put it together myself. Okay, so the best way you can nourish yourself is listen to your intuition and balance action with rest. Okay? Balance action with rest. See how there is movement in the feminine and the masculine is resting. So this is a time where there's not a whole lot of outward movement that's going to be happening. Yes, you may be setting plans in motion. Yes, you're thinking big picture. Yes, you're working on refining your daily routines and rituals and habits. Yes, you're tending to the here now. Venus is still in Virgo for a few days, and it's going to shift into Libra next week. And I sent out a newsletter on my Substack yesterday talking about the cosmic energies for the week ahead and announcing my new website. Everyone, show some love, please, and thank you. My new website just finished. I just launched it yesterday. My rebrand. It's been a silent work in progress. It's been a real intense experience rebuilding a website while I was in the middle of a cross-country move and just processing what the fuck happened this summer and really the last 5 years in Oregon. I dive more into that in my Substack post. But my new website is live. I got books, I got courses, I got original art. Yo, help me find beautiful homes for all of my original art and art prints from my gallery 2 years ago. I'm looking to clear inventory and stock to make space for new creations that are wanting to be born. So spread the word. All my offerings are available at a discount price right now. It's already marked down on the website. So description box below this video has the link to my website, and I look forward to yes, thank you for that blessing, Ashish. Let's ring a bell for the blessings. Every time I get an order or I book a session or I get a donation, I have an abundance bell in my kitchen. Woo! What just happened? Oh, that was scary. Look at that. We just timeline glitched over here. I swear to God, I broke this desk. I just got this desk. So anyways, back to what I was saying. I don't know what happened. That was really weird. It was like the drawer for my keyboard like dropped and I thought it broke, but it didn't break. It was really weird. Anyway, timeline glitch. So every time abundance comes in or I spend money, I ring the bell. And so I'm ringing the bell for the beautiful abundance of your blessing, Ashish. My dress, this is my dress right here. Okay, so collective message. Allow yourself to take it easy at this time while your intuition reignites, while your imagination comes back alive, right? Write things down in a journal, vision board it out, talk your ideas with friends, right? You're in between the sun and the judgment, so it's like you're coming back to life, but it's not quite time to make those big decisions just yet. We're in retrograde, we're going into winter. So this is the collective guidance at this time. I find it really interesting that both these cards have fire. Thank you. I did my tattoos myself. So see the fire? It's like the fire is reawakening within you, but it's still important to balance and ground, right? There's a lot of fiery energy right now, a lot of steam with that water and fire, a lot of intensity. So it's really important to spend time in nature, to get your feet in water, do baths, right? Drink lots of water. I just moved to the desert and I cannot drink enough water and coconut water, okay? I'm just like so thirsty. So that might be a message to some of you to drink more water. Okay, let's get one final message for the collective to close the collective channeling, and then I'll pull some cards, right? Pull some cards. And then yes, Ashish, you have been so patient. I will stand up and do a twirl and a stretch, and then I believe you asked for a card, and I would love to pull one for you. So let's close this collective message for this beautiful Mercury retrograde season that is bringing us into a new cycle of our own empowered sovereignty, free of ancestral karma. Yeah, that's right. You know, oh Mahabharata. Oh, look, we got the final message for the collective as I said that. The final message for the collective. This is the gift that is awaiting all of us if we allow ourselves to drop into our heart space, not be ruled by the mind chatter, and ground our inspired ideas into aligned action. The magician, between the magician and the high priestess, it's like you are creating your life from your heart-centered truth, from your knowing that I am, from your place of fuck yes frequency, from your place of empowered embodied sovereignty. This is you living it up, living the dream, creating the life that you desire, because you are so deserving, you are worth it. Aho. And that concludes the collective reading. So I definitely need to stand up and stretch a moment. And I'm going to get a deck. Be right back. Here, I have returned. All right. So here we are. Ashish, are you still here? You want one card for you. Okay. Oracle or Tarot? I did. I just did. So, one card for you, brother. Let's see. One card for Ashish, highest and best good. For you, it's time to take action in your life. It's time for you to move forward with your ideas. It's time to make that decision and take that next step, because this is fated. This is your destiny. This is what you're meant to do. So no more sitting on the fence. Allow yourself to enjoy the journey and let go of the past hurt, because what you energize will amplify. So let go of the past hurt and enjoy the new life that's waiting for you. Go, Ashish, go. Everyone give Ashish some snaps on his new life and his new decisions. Aho. Hey, thanks, Ashish. Spread the word. Spread the word. Shout out Lady Drasmin over at Drago Oracle. She's awesome. Toot my own horn. How Leo Venus of me. Who else is here? Anybody else feel a card? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Okay. New beginnings are ready for so many of us, including you, Ashish. There's a new beginning happening for you right now. It's okay to be scared. Do it anyway. I don't know why I just said it like that. Maybe some friend or ancestor came through. So, new beginning. New beginnings, everyone, new beginnings. So, thank you so much for being here today, for joining me live. If you're catching the replay, thank you for catching the replay. Okay, I'll show my dress again because I also love my outfit today. Check it out. I put this skirt together and added a pocket, and then I have this top and my little shimmy belt. And I had some earrings on earlier, but I took them off because I took a nap. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your trust in me as a channel. And if you're interested in my books, my courses, my offerings, all the details to connect with me are in the description box below. Thank you everyone who has sent me donations in the last 24 hours since launching my new website. Shout out Luke Rain, shout out Timber, and I'll just continue giving shout outs to anyone and everyone else who sends me a beautiful love offering. So until we meet again, take care of your beautiful selves. And if you feel inspired to share your reflections, comment down below. I love hearing from you, and I eventually read all your comments. Have a blessed, easeful rest of your day and night. Ta-ta for now.